What does it mean to be telling other people's stories of disaster and vulnerability? First and foremost, it's an obligation, like a moral obligation to be able to always return some product of the story to the communities that you work with, not to just take the story and leave. I think we have an ethical and moral obligation to be faithful and inclusive of a range of stories. Then I think of it as three concentric circles almost. I think the first is helping facilitate storytelling with people. A lot of times, especially in vulnerability and disasters, you want to facilitate the communications of stories between people in the community that you're working with. It helps people see and be seen, to be recognized, know that they're not alone, that I'm going through something that bears some resemblance to what my neighbors or people down the block or other people in my community are going through. And I think that is the first sort of part of it. And then I think the second part of it is to be telling other people's stories, is to being able to tell those inconvenient stories to power, to call attention, to bring resources, to move resources, to respond to and address the issues that are surfaced in the stories that people are telling. I think that is remarkably important. But I think the third part is what we in social science often call theory. Theory is a way for using concepts. It's somewhat of an abstraction, but it's an abstraction for us to story the connections between one community and another, between one experience and another. And again, it's in many ways in the similar spirit to the innermost circle of those concentric circles, because it's about recognizing that this case, this people, this community is not alone, that these are systemic issues that manifest across space and time. And now we're trying to mobilize something like a critical mass of people and organizations and power and resources to be able to respond to and address these things. And sure, that's a little bit idealistic. And sure, lots of us have made some arguments to power that fall on dead ears, but I'm not going to stop, because I sincerely believe that compelling stories can move people to action. I don't know what else ever has.